There are many narrations which speak of this, and it is Allah who guides to what is right. To Him is our return. He is sufficient for me, and He is a most blessed protector. At the place of gathering, an eye from the hellfire will be shown, and it will look over the people. Allah said, and hell will be brought near that day. On that day will man remember. But how will that remembrance then avail him? Abdullah related that the Messenger of Allah said, on that day the hellfire will be brought. It will have 70,000 bridles, and with each bridle 70,000 angels dragging it. Related the same, and Ibn it in a narration that is mawquf. It is ascribed to a companion and not to the Prophet. A neck from the fire will come out and speak the haughty ones, the mushrikeen, those who associated partners with Allah, and those who spoke but not by the truth. They will all be thrown into the hellfire. Abu related that the Messenger of Allah said, a neck from the hellfire will come out and speak. It will say, I have been entrusted with three, with every haughty one, with he who made along with Allah another God, who associated partners with Allah in worship, and he who killed a person without it being a lawful sanctioned punishment, according to the principles of the Sharia, that is imposed on one for killing another, it being for another person without it being the Islamic punishment of execution that is imposed on one for killing someone else. It will embrace them and then throw them into the midst of the hellfire. Ahmad alone related it through the chain for this narration, and Allah said, when hell sees them from a far place, they will hear its raging and its roaring. And when they shall be thrown into a narrow place thereof, chained together, they will exclaim therein for destruction, exclaim not today for one destruction, but exclaim for many destructions. Ash, when it sees them from a far place, they will hear its raging and roaring from its fury and hate for those who associate partners with Allah and with those who take a God besides Him. The following is related in a hadith. Whoever lies upon me or claims fatherhood for other than his true father, or associates himself to other than his mawali, an owner who freed a slave, then let him take his seat between the two eyes of the hellfire, in a far away seat. The companion said, O Messenger of Allah, and does it have two eyes? He said, did you not hear that Allah said, when it sees them from a far place, they will hear its raging and its roaring? That related this narration. Ibn, a man's will indeed be dragged into the hellfire, and it will withdraw and constrict itself. The most merciful will say to the hellfire, what is the matter with you? It will say, he is seeking protection from me. He will say, discharge my slave, and a man will indeed be dragged to the hellfire, and he will say, O my Lord, this is not what I thought about you. Allah will say, and what did you think about me? He will say, that your mercy will embrace me. Allah will say, discharge my slave. A man will be dragged to the hellfire, and the hellfire will bray the braying of a mule to a camel, and will roar with a great roaring.